welcome to Granny Shifting. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And this is minute 15 of Fast 5. Thanks for joining us today.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's Jesse from the original Fast and the Furious, and you're listening to Granny Shifting, the Fast and Furious podcast.
Hope you're having a great week so far. Start your Monday off right.
Yes.
With a nice cold can of Miller Lite.
Or Ryan got me this hard iced tea, twisted tea, Rocket Pop flavored.
Yeah.
I think they Rocket Pop flavor everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how much money does Rocket Pop make just, like, selling rights to their flavor? They have to, like, give them
Do
something.
they? Probably, I guess.
I don't know. You can't
Or
even
is it
make,
just
like, a
generic?
Rocket Pop's generic? I thought that was, like, a brand.
Because
Because what else do they have Rocket Pop? They got,
Prime.
Prime? Yeah. There's no Bang, though, huh?
No.
Yeah, we got
Bang.
our nice
Bang
granny-
did have a flavor of sort of Rocket Pop called Swirly Pop, which
okay.
honestly was
They didn't want to pay for the rights.
my favorite flavor of Bang.
Limited time.
It was so hard to find. Almost nobody carried it.
Huh.
And I used to always stop at the same Sitco on my way to work to get my bangs. I just spilled beer all over my hand.
Oh, gross.
Not a good way to start your Monday morning.
First day.
First day with your new hands. But
Yeah.
thanks everyone for joining us on our summer screening event.
Yeah, so we're drinking our beverages out of these fantastic Granny Shifting summer screening glasses that were given to all the patrons
And the hosts.
and the hosts at the event. It was a good event.
Yeah, it was. It was a
Pretty good turnout, packed house. And if you want to come, you can join us next year.
Yeah.
A couple of the patrons couldn't make it.
Maybe we'll be outside next year.
Yeah, I mean,
We've done it 4 times. 2 out of the 4 have been
rainy.
inside.
Really? Last year, I feel like it was gonna rain and it didn't.
Yeah, the one year we postponed it and then it still rained.
Oh.
That was the year that Fabian was here because we were all in the basement here.
Okay.
The first year was outside, yeah. So we've watched 4 movies together.
Wow.
The first 4. Next year,
it kind of makes sense.
we're not going to be done with the 5th one yet. So what
Yeah.
are we going to watch? The first one again.
We could watch the first one again. Snackman was just saying we should go back and redo the first movie for the podcast. He said our podcast lately sucks.
That sounds like Snackman. If you know him at all, you know that's the kind of thing that he would say.
He tells you how it is.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Gave away some prizes, had some drinking games, some trivia. It was a good time.
And also shout out Snackman who correctly guessed. I think he was the only one without hints to correctly guess the bonus drinking question. So basically, we had a bunch of shots of different types of alcohol, beers, liquors, and you had to match them up. So it was multiple choice.
Mm-hmm.
But the bonus, there was no multiple choice. You just had to know it. And it was a shot of the famous bitters that we tried on the podcast. So
From the Dead Man Stash.
from the Dead Man Stash. Good stuff.
Yeah, the Dead Man Stash was the hint that I gave. And Ash Snackman was disappointed that I gave a hint because he was the only one that knew it.
You
I think.
already knew it. Yeah.
Did anyone else get it though?
Your wife did, but
She knew.
overheard. She knew.
She knew. But yeah.
Yeah, good times. Are you gonna say anything about this other podcast that did a feature on us?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But it was I recently should I tell them what it was?
Or should we just post the like a bonus episode?
Oh yeah. Or I could just insert it in now. There's no video.
Let's just do a midweek bonus episode.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we'll have a bonus episode of this. We'll just, on our podcast, post the audio of the podcast that did a episode on our first episode.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
So a podcast featured our podcast in their podcast. And it's them talking about us, talking about the first minute of The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
So look for that as a bonus episode midweek, some week.
Or it'd be interesting to discuss it afterwards, though. Could we take a break and throw that in next week? And just
we could
record that after this. All right. So next week's podcast will be that one, and we'll do a little follow-up on it.
Okay.
And then we'll get back to the movie.
Sounds good.
All right. So speaking of the movie.
Yes, let's get into minute 15. Oh, let me mute this for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and make sure you're joining us on YouTube or Spotify so you can see that video we are watching, as well as our faces.
Yeah.
And beautiful upper bodies.
I think just this amount of us blocking the movie, YouTube doesn't know to copyright it.
It's like on TikTok, people repost clips of stuff and they'll like play like background noise, or they'll like overlay a image onto it.
Right. Or they'll play it backward, like mirrored. Interesting thing. So you know how I'm trying to keep up with posting the minutes to our Instagram. I was really good the first movie. Okay, the second movie. Failed the next two movies. But I'm back on it.
I noticed they're coming back out. Yeah.
So I was like 3 behind. So I'm like, let me post these minutes. And so I posted all the minutes, and then one by one, it said they were each getting rejected because of copyright infringement.
On Instagram.
Which didn't used to happen.
Yeah.
But then if I posted as a reel with like the blurred background, then it doesn't reject it.
Okay. So I don't know about Instagram, but YouTube, the rule on that, you can't monetize it if you don't own it, but you can repost it, but you have to include... You're supposed to be adding something to it. Like if you're doing a commentary on it. So it makes sense if how's our minute? It's us on YouTube. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So that's literally what we're doing. We're adding on to the minute by talking about it. So you can post clips and comment on them and that kind of stuff. But I don't think you can monetize it.
Oh, man. All that money.
Yeah, we don't need it. We make so much.
That's true.
From, our patrons. So.
All right. So Brian is on the truck and he's pinned down by a torch-wielding driver. And him and Brian are going at it. Brian's trying to get him off the truck.
They're fighting.
Yeah. They're not making out or anything.
They are in the position they could be making love, but it's actually a fight. And yes, he's trying to burn Brian's face.
Can you imagine if that was successful? Ugh.
Oh, man. The damage.
Yeah. That blowtorch to the face.
I mean, if that can, like, just melt quickly through 6 inches of steel.
Yeah.
I don't know what that'd do to human
It'd
flesh.
Like come out the back of your head. Oh, my word. I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, man.
And we got Dom in the car still. It's just oh, my word. It's just Dom and this one other guy left in the car, and they're going at it as well.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure the strategy here of, like, if they both jumped off, that seems like a good idea to me. But
neither of them have a car.
Yeah, but why did
Brian jump over to this guy anyways?
Right. Unless they're like, we need the truck. In that case, Dom should come too.
I guess they need the truck if they want to get the other 2 cars off, right? They've gotten 2 cars off so far.
Yeah.
But
so the truck is like swerving in the desert because obviously the guy driving is also fighting. He's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Like he's keeping his foot on the pedal.
He's doing better than me when I'm trying to put a DVD in the DVD player in the fan.
Yeah. He's trying to burn somebody's face off. But, like, why wouldn't he slow down? I mean, he's just pedal to the metal here. They're drifting around. But they do make a little turn and start heading towards the train.
Yeah, straight towards the train. The guy's still got the torch on. I mean, those things are hot. And, like, even if it's, like, the flame is what?
Oh, if you're 2 feet away
4 inches.
Yeah.
And he's still like holding it in front of the steering wheel. Like that would just be melting stuff, I feel like, constantly. No?
Maybe not metal, but like
the rubber steering wheel.
You got a lot of air flow through that cabin. But even if he pointed it at Brian from a couple feet away, there'd be some heat.
Oh yeah. All right, so they're still fighting, and the truck is just head straight towards the train.
Yeah, and we get a couple shots here from in the train of Dom just like punching the guy on the train. They're just having a regular old fisticuffs.
So the truck ramps. I'm not really sure what he ramped off of because it didn't seem like there was
berm, I guess. I kind of thought, they're going to jump over top the train.
Oh.
But they didn't.
So they are about to run into the train. We can see the hole in the second to last train or the last train.
Oh, that's the hole
Where's
they
this?
cut.
Yeah, there's the hole they cut. So this,
Oh.
is that the last train or second to last?
I think it's the second to last one.
And they're about to run into the train car right in front of that.
Is it a different train car? I guess it is.
Yeah, I think
one
here-
train car up.
Here's the divider.
All right, let's slow down a little bit here. Now, let's think about this. This train's going, I don't know, it should be going
60.
80. It's
80.
a passenger train in the desert. It's got no
Yeah.
reason to not be going fast.
Yeah.
The truck comes at it at a 90 and jumps into it. We also have, remember, the security trying to get into that train car.
Yeah. True.
So this truck slams into the side of the train and just punctures a big old hole and lodges itself inside of the train car. Oh, there you can see
there
it.
you-
One
yeah.
train up from where Dom is at. And it pretty quickly brings this train to a halt.
It seems like it anyways. So in this picture right here, it looks like the train's moving about 3 miles per hour.
Yeah, as soon as it hits, the train looks like it's going less than 10.
And here we got wheels off the rails.
Yeah, it's
you know.
almost tipping the train cars off. I wonder how much of this they actually did on
But
purpose.
the train car does center back again.
It tips back on the tracks. Is
I
there
don't see
tracks?
any tracks here at all. There are
That's
no
kinda
tracks.
Weird. This, yeah, maybe for the scene they are just out in the desert, not actually on tracks.
Yeah, because this is like really high off the ground. Like they just have these on like tractor trailer wheels right now.
I have to assume this is a little bit confusing to listen to. So
That's
the
why they
video
should be
will vary.
watching. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be watching video. So the truck is now hanging at halfway out. The cabin of the truck is stuck into the side of the train. All right, was there cars in that
No,
train
the
car?
one behind.
There's one behind.
See, I thought that this would be where the police were. Because weren't
Right.
they in the one car in front of? Like, there
Right.
were passengers in that car, wasn't there?
You'd think. But the guy still has his foot on the full throttle because you can see the back wheel of the truck, which is just barely dragging in the sand, shooting a bunch of dirt out behind it. Right
Yeah.
here. And they're just cruising along, maybe 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I guess the train's still going.
Yeah. And this is a view inside the truck now. And the driver is
Oh,
unconscious.
okay. So maybe the throttle's just stuck. But Brian somehow survived that. That was a pretty intense accident. And he was not seatbelted in.
No.
He was,
He was
like
just laying
fighting.
in the front seat, basically.
and he didn't get flung through the lack of windshield, nothing. But now we got a problem. We get what looks like a VP fuel racing cell
Oh, is
with
that
a
what that is?
liquid spurting. Yeah, that's the sign for VP fuels. And there's a liquid spraying out of it.
I don't know why I thought this was diesel. A diesel vehicle.
That'd be cool.
Diesel isn't flammable, right?
It is, but it's not explosive.
Oh.
It burns. It's actually like, you know, some people put gas on a fire.
I've heard of that happening.
Like Thrifty Ginger's children, you know, when they're just outside playing.
Right.
Well, I mean, all kids do that, right?
Monitored by the parents. We don't need CPS coming after anybody.
Right. We were watching. And that's when actually Thrifty Ginger was like, we should mix some oil with this to slow down the explosiveness.
Oh, I thought it was to
that
make
makes it a
smoke
lot
more.
safer for the children.
Right. Instead of take it away, add something else.
Yeah. So diesel fuel burns more like an oil.
Okay.
I would almost compare it to like tiki torch oil.
Oh.
Where you can light it, but it doesn't go whew.
Okay.
And it's actually really good for starting fires because it burns slower and it, you know,
okay.
it's just, I mean, I don't use it for starting fires, but I do remember in high school a party at my friend's house and they were burning this old tree stump and they poured a bunch of diesel on it and lit it and it just slowly went up. And it was a very functional like party
But it's
because they needed to get rid of the stump.
okay.
So like
Did it
for the
stink?
party, well, no, you don't put that much on.
Oh, okay. So the reason they don't use it in diesel engines,
Use what?
spark plugs.
because at a certain pressure, it automatically explodes.
Okay.
It's a self detonation point or something, which gasoline does too, but it's a lot higher.
Much higher.
And that's why, like, if your timing's off on a high compression motor, you can have detonation, what they call knocking.
Yeah.
Or pinging.
Pinging, yeah.
Old guys would say their muscle cars were pinging.
Got to up the octane, yeah.
Which raises the detonation point. But yeah, so that's how diesels exploded. But there's nothing to keep like pressure here in the diesel.
Yeah. So
like
it would light.
It would light, but it wouldn't explode.
Okay, but this is probably gas.
Yeah, it says VP Fuels. I don't know if VP deals with diesel. And I actually don't know what color diesel fuel.
Excuse me.
Oh, COVID. You got long COVID or short COVID?
Medium.
Okay,
Average.
good.
I got average COVID.
Which number?
I got my COVID 20 right here.
Oh.
That's what my boss used to always say. He's because he gained 20 pounds during COVID.
Diesel is red.
Oh, right.
When it's used for
off-road.
Heating.
Yeah.
Right?
Off-road purposes.
Yeah. And what is it when it's used on-road?
Clear.
Clear? All right. This fuel is the color of urine. In fact, it could be.
That's
jokes on
gas,
you. This was the porta pot holding tank, and they just wanted to make it look cooler, right?
That's probably it, yeah.
Because, okay, so this fuel is spraying out of this fuel cell here.
Yeah.
There is a flame.
Like right behind it.
Yeah, a foot away.
So that would light.
If that was gas, whoosh, yeah. Fumes, yeah.
All right, so Dom stands up. He was knocked over from the impact of the train.
Yeah, and he kind of looks around in the train
what's he
car.
looking for?
I was wondering if he's looking for the guy who was fighting, because that guy's nowhere to be seen. And he's kind of looking at boxes. Like, I don't know. I thought maybe the guy's going to jump out.
It's like he's formulating a plan.
But they really keep jumping back to this scene of the fuel leaking out in the fire a couple inches away, which hasn't lit it yet. And then jumps again to Brian, struggling now to get out of the truck.
I feel like the whole cab was in the train, and now Brian's outside in the open air.
Man,
I'm trying to see how this looks zoomed out.
Yeah.
I'm not putting it together in my mind. But yeah, we keep coming back to this leaky fuel by the flames.
So I think basically, it doesn't make sense.
Oh, is this the top of the train down here? So he's like sticking above the train.
The thing was like in the whole car though.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're giving you vibes of like something's about to blow up.
Yeah.
Brian's quickly scrambling to get out because I think he's seen it.
Yeah.
Dom is wondering what just happened.
And that's where minute 15 leaves us.
Yeah. So I think we said a lot here. Why don't you summarize it in 2 sentences? Or less.
Brian drives the truck into the train.
I don't know if he was driving.
Okay. The off-road truck runs into the side of the train.
Okay.
Dom.
That's it. That's the whole minute right there.
Okay. I was trying to use it in my second sentence.
What do they do that thing on like forum threads when it's like a long description? It's like TL:DR or something.
Too long, didn't read.
Is that what that stands for?
I don't know.
That might be what that is. But and then they summarize it in a short. Yeah. Okay. Truck runs into side of train.
Yeah, that's what happened. But the train's still trucking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What do you think? We haven't actually seen the train for a little.
Yeah, I think the train's still moving. I mean, it was moving pretty good clip last time we saw it, but I don't understand. Like, I know what happens in the future. I can't think of how we get from here to there, though.
Yeah.
So
you'll find out in 2 weeks.
Right.
Because remember, when you start the podcast next week, there's going to be 2 new hosts talking about it. Just for fun. Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
Always remember,
winning's winning.